Hi, this is Carrie with Carrie Concealed in the Active Self-Protection Extra channel, and today I am at the Guardian Conference in Oklahoma City with Miss Cara, and I thought it'd be fun if we asked her the instructor insider questions, so we'll do that when we come back.
Today's video is brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video.
Welcome back. All right, Miss Cara, my first question for you is, tell the people a little bit about yourself and where they can find out more about you.
I'm Cara Conry. I'm from Bentonville, Arkansas, northwest corner. I run a small training business called Firearms Training. So
That's a great name.
that's what I do.
I'm going to say that every single time you say Spirit Farm. Anytime I see your business card, I'm like, what a great name. Here, I thought all the great names were taken 15 years ago when I tried to come up with a name. You're more creative than I am.
Hey, no, I love yours though. I mean,
thank you.
That was perfect.
My parents should get some credit for that.
Well, true.
At least that's what I tell people.
True.
It seems narcissistic, but it wasn't intended to be. All right, number two. For how long have you been an instructor?
I did my first NRA certification in 2018 and started teaching later in 2018. So I've been going since then.
I love that. There's so many people that get that NRA cert and so few that actually teach. And
right.
I admire you for jumping on it right away. That's good stuff. What was your first gun and what's your current favorite gun?
I have to admit, my first gun was a Springfield
right.
XD
Hey.
subcompact.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Their marketing was mad marketing.
Well,
so.
and honestly, that gun shot great. I think it was the first version to where it didn't have some of the issues.
Yeah.
So first gun, and what was the other?
Current favorite.
Current favorite gun, HK-VP9.
Not the SK.
Not the SK.
The actual VP9.
Well, I had an SK too, but I have 4 VP9s. I've got my husband shooting a VP9,
Wow.
so
It's a great gun.
yeah,
Without question.
I have 3 of them for me and 1 for him. So
That's fair.
That's
totally
right. It's all
fair.
good.
Nothing
It's all
wrong with
good.
that. All right. Currently, what are you enjoying most about teaching, or which classes or topics are you enjoying most?
I love doing new shooters. But what I really enjoy is taking seasoned shooters. So I work with my church security team,
yeah.
and taking a lot of those seasoned shooters and trying to make them better, or to make them to where they feel like they could be a defender and they would have the skills to be a defender. So that's kind of what I'm working on. But I teach a lot of intro classes, a little bit of concealed carry. Not as much as I used to, and so do a lot of private lessons.
That's awesome. So you mentioned a little bit ago that Arkansas went to constitutional carry.
Yes.
And have you noticed that that's impacted the number of people that are interested in taking a permit class in Arkansas?
I would say a little bit.
Okay.
But I've seen more people come through to take the class, and we have 2 levels of permits. We have an enhanced permit.
Okay. I got you.
So I've gotten more people come and do the whole thing so that they can get the enhanced permit, so that they can carry more places than constitutional carry can carry.
Yes. Okay. So that's why I asked the question. That's interesting. So a gentleman by the name of Ed Santos owned a shooting range in Post Falls, Idaho, called Center Target Sports, and he sold it a couple years ago now. But that's right by where I live. And Idaho went to constitutional carry, and so I just asked him one day. I was like, "Hey, how is that impacting your permit classes?" Because they were offering, there were periods of time where they had permit classes every day. They were that busy. And he said, you know what was something kind of interesting, kind of unexpected? He said, we have more people enrolling now than we ever had before because they want to carry in more places. In constitutional carry, and Idaho only allowed them to carry in certain places. With the enhancement, they could carry in more. So that's interesting that it's the same thing.
Yeah, and I do very small classes. I am very niche in being very personal. So I teach maybe 5 people max in a class.
Gosh,
because
it's ideal.
It is. I feel like we can sit down, especially if you're going to talk about consequences of the use of the gun, that we can really dig into some of that stuff. So it's hard for me to tell because I'm so different. It's just different. I can't say, well, I had
this many students,
400 students last year and this many this year, because it seems like the dynamics changed a little bit on who's reaching out to me.
Sure. So that makes sense. All right, what's one helpful hint you can share with an instructor just starting out?
Get a mentor.
Oh, that's good.
Get a mentor. Don't feel like the instructors in your area or your competitors. They're not. You're all trying to reach the same people, but everybody's got their own kind of draw
Yeah.
or niche. And I feel like that too many times we butt heads as instructors,
Yes.
and we shouldn't. We're all about trying to further the Second Amendment, letting people know that they have the ability to carry a gun and use a gun. And so get a mentor. Find somebody in your local area. It doesn't have to be a national person. Find somebody in your local area that maybe's been doing it for a while, and say, hey, can I sit in on a class? Can I help you out? And gain some experience being a student or being an auditor in their class, so that you can then become a better teacher.
So true.
So that, and being a perpetual student.
I love that. Yeah, a lot of times we think that someone else that wants to be an instructor in our area, that they might take away from our students. I've never seen that happen. And all of the people since I've been teaching in my area that have become instructors, I let people know, like in Washington State, only 9% of people in Washington State have, at this time when I looked it up, had their concealed carry permit. And that's a lot of people that don't. And even if we're talking about any type of firearm training, there's a lot of people out there that need to be reached.
Right.
And the more of us out there reaching folks, the better.
And location-wise, get a network so that hey, go see this person or go see that person. So befriend your instructors, your fellow instructors.
For sure. What's the best piece of firearm or protection-related advice you've received?
Boy, that's tough. There's two pieces. So can I do two?
You sure can.
Okay. So, and they both came out of going to an ASP, Cover Your ASP class in August of 2020. That was my very first time learning under ASP, John and Neil. And watching the videos, I kind of started dabbling, carrying an OC spray, but that really cemented it.
Sure.
Carry the OC spray, and moving from strong side to appendix, and seeing how much difference that made in, dropping about a half a second off my draw to first shot. So I would say those were the two biggest things: is experiment to try and move your gun around a little bit and see if it helps, and carry an OC spray. I can't state that enough. Carry an OC spray.
So true. So true. All right, if you could train with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
I still would love to get into a Moss Ayub class. That's something that's kind of been on my radar. I don't know if it'll ever happen, but that's somebody that I would love to train with.
You'd love him. You really would.
Yeah,
Great
I think
class, too.
that's probably would be my number one at this point. Yeah, I would say that's it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
All right, and last question: if you could AI or RSO for anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Oh my gosh. I love AIing or RSOing for anybody. I mean, if anybody says, hey, they need somebody, I would go do it, because I love just picking up the things that everybody has. And so even if it's maybe an instructor I don't even know well, I would love to just learn from. But man, it's fun. It's fun AIing for like classes at the AFT conference. I mean, it's so, first of all, you get to be around your family essentially, but just getting to AI for John or Neil or I've not AI'd for you. That's on the radar. We're going to make that happen.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I would say anybody. I literally would AI for anybody.
I totally believe that too, and I'd be right there with you. You're definitely a perpetual student. There's no question there. So, well, thank you for your time.
Love it.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Download the ASP Unlimited app for all the content you love from active self-protection and more, with no interference from YouTube. No ads, no age gates, exclusive videos, seminars, classes, and more on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV. Hit the link in the description or download ASP Unlimited from your app store today.